I'm sorry that you people out there can't meet this lady face to face like I am, who is just very, very pleasant, and I can see that our school is in good hands here, and Father Joe knew what he was doing when he went out to recruit you, sister. One thing we've been talking about parish and school, and I've been a little remiss there, that this St. Mary's is not St. Mary's Parish. You got to remember that you have students here from
Russell's Point, from Moores, Morris Forks, Altona,
Iota,
Shazy,
Cooperville, and
Vermont, and
Canada. So that all of these people are contributing to this family we have here. The sisters have a community. You call your group a community. Well, here you have a family. This is really a family here, which includes the students, the parents, the parishioners,
and
the faculty,
yeah, and extends out far beyond.
Big boss. That makes up the whole. Have you ever been boss before like this?
No.
In charge, are you a good boss?
I don't know. I don't think I'm the one to answer that question.
Well, you must think you are. You're not, or you change something.
I tried to be.
There you go.
If I was yesterday, I better be again today.
Okay, from what I've read, you like communication between your faculty and the students and the parents, right? Which I think is the name of the game.
That's right. I believe that.
You know, and I remember a study that was taken when I was working. They said, what do you think, they had to think 5 things you could list what's important to you working. More money, being involved, better working conditions, better building, and something else. And they thought everybody would say more money, and it wasn't. They wanted to be involved. They wanted to know what's going on. Very important.
A lot of hurt goes on and I put it in written form. I may tell them also, but it's very easy to leave somebody out. And I think it's important, that communication. And I think you have to have a strong foundation for the principles on which we operate, and everybody has to know that. And through the communication, you run that spirit through. And I want that spirit to be joy, gratitude, and living into all we are called to be for God. That's all.
And I'm sure that whether you have children here or not, and if you're from any of those parishes, you may have thoughts of seeing your children come here. And you've got any questions, I'm sure Sister would be available. Stop in, talk to her. You call first, see how she's busy. She's very busy, but whether she could see you. And know where your money's going. Some people spend a lot of money to send other students here, you know, and pay for everything, and they don't have any students. They don't have any grandchildren. But maybe they came, maybe they did not come. You know, we were talking to Debbie. She went to OLVA.
That's right.
I went to OLVA when I was younger. Her husband graduated from here. So and her father-in-law and mother-in-law were very gracious and helpful here. And that's what we need. That's what we need.
And we have parents who are coming in and, or people who are coming in and volunteering even to pay tuition for some of the families who are having difficulty because they're bringing up large families or whatever. Yeah.
We've mentioned some books. We've mentioned if you got some computers you don't know what to do with and you want to donate, you can always use a computer. Television, large television they're looking for each classroom. Also VCRs, some tape recorders, some cassette players. All those things. If you've got any of those, you'll be very willing to...
Just call and ask us. If we can't use it, we appreciate you caring enough to call. That's all.
Okay.
If many things we can use and we appreciate.
Yep. And I think that sometimes when there's something you're looking for, if you put a little note in the bulletin here, and maybe even get it in the other parishes. Don't just leave it here.
Okay.
Because let's say, I'm an administrator here. Remember, Colin Duffy that you mentioned is from the Rouse's Point area. He's from Rouse's Point. He has 4 children here. We're very lucky to have people like that who can do these various. And that's the talent
everybody gives of their talents, because if the school were all computers, what would we do? So we need everybody.
Do you have here a situation where the tuition is so much they can work it off doing other things?
We have a service contract here. Our tuition is really a little under $1,000, and as they sign up register a student, they volunteer to do $450 worth of volunteer work.
So they only owe...
assigned a price, so then they only owe $400,
All right.
$90 for the tuition.
Okay, my daughter does that at Seton, I know bingo, working, and she works other
I
things.
don't think they get credit. We have a beautiful system that was devised by the Friends of St. Mary's, and Kathy
Here.
Rowland does that. And everything has a price, like if you work at the Pancake Breakfast or the Harvest Dinner or sell calendars or the bazaar, that's assigned of value. And we ask, and it does two things. It cuts down on the cost of tuition, but it also keeps our parents involved. And I think that's so important that the parents are part of the school.
Okay, one other thing, Calvin is a very caring person, he's community-minded. If there's something happens here that you want to get the word out, I'm sure Calvin, he put up a bulletin board for a Catholic week. He could have one for something else. He'd be very pleased. Am I talking all right, Calvin, saying that? He can probably get it on there for you, and something comes up. Where I'm very pleased. One of my reasons for being here, that's not why I started, but my joy is meeting people like Sister on a basis like this, and talking, and I put her on the spot because she can't say certain things as we're on TV.
But I can say thank you. This is my first time,
Okay.
and I say thank you to you, to Calvin, and to all the people in our
Okay.
family. Thank you.
And we hope that the Catholic School Week is next week, not a week after. If you see this, you're going to see this on February 2nd. You know what February 2nd is? Groundhog. Don't be a groundhog. Get out. Come over here and see what's going on in your school. It's your school. Sister's in charge of it, but it's not her school. It's our school. She's the administrator. She makes sure that they get their education and they become fine young men and women when they get up to those children with the big bodies when they leave here to go to the big high school. We thank you very much for watching Hometown Cable. We hope you enjoyed this program. We're always trying to bring new and different things to you. And if there's something you think that you'd like to see covered that we should cover, why don't you give either I or Calvin a call and say, have you thought about this? And one of the children I met today said, I saw you up at the snowmobile races in Ellenburg Center. He's a local boy. I recognized him at first. He was up there and he remembered seeing me up there. That was in first grade. It's always nice to have you say that you saw something and you liked it. Thanks again. Don't forget, if you're not already, become a patron to Hometown Cable. Keep these kind of things coming to you, and we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks very much, Sister.
Thank you. And thank you, Calvin.